you do realize that she barely stayed at any job longer than 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
That's a dead giveaway. And the thing is, I look at all of the places that she worked. And you got to go back to the time in which she was hired.
Good.
Like they were looking for a voice of a black person that was going to say what they wanted them to say.
Mhm.
So I don't think any of those places really vetted her.
No,
Like
could not have vetted her.
It was like, man, she's talented. Well, she's straight up and she's black. So we won't look racist now. We can have her say. And I think that's what they went off of, not really digging into and seeing who she was. Because I think they would have done that. It'd have been a different story.
She had an online footprint.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we should just say, like, she's a black woman saying things that people, again, like that's why I think she jumped into this space. If you go back and watch that Dave Rubin interview, you're like, wait, hold on. Everything the conservatives believed in just last Tuesday, you were mocking in your blogs.
Mhm.
Yes.
Now today, you subscribe to those?
Right.
Yes.
That would be a major, there'd be some major groundwork that would need to happen for me to turn from my belief that is one man, one woman for life.
Come on.
To now be like, it's okay to have a polythruple with a bear and, an aardvark. Like it would take some major, it would make some major taking to come to that place. You did it overnight, Candace.
Yeah.
You went from aardvark thruples to one man, one woman. How did that happen?
Sort of.
Or so you say, right?
Because even when she talked to Dave Rubin, I'm totally in favor of gay marriage. Yeah, I'm totally in favor of that.
Again,
I don't know what I think about abortion.
Who was she talking to? Again, it's like.
Do you understand? So I know what it takes to show up.
Right, and I'm finding it odd, and I think this is an area that those who profess to be conservative must deal with the fact that we do need to say no. That person, sure, you're against baby deletion. Sure, you're against you're for fiscal responsibility. Sure, but your long-term views are not moored to Christ. Because you do, like I say it all the time, like you do realize Muslims are conservative in a lot of areas.
Come on.
Like, would you? And I asked on my show the other day, I said, would y'all have been okay if Candace said she was an outright pagan, but she subscribed to all of the things that you subscribe to as a conservative? Where she said, I am a chicken blood throwing, goat head roasting, Ouija board consulting pagan, but I'm against gay marriage. I'm for the birth of children. I'm all those conservative values. I think most people would say, nah, I'm still not rocking with you. Then why did y'all give her a pass?
Yeah. There was a certain desperation of the time,
especially at that time.
And when you go back, there was a desperation in the conservative movement to have a voice that looked a certain way, that sounded a certain way. And keep in mind, we were we were immersed in this culture. There was a desperation. I know this firsthand. We're not just making this up. Like we're privy to the conversations about sort of the salvation of the conservative movement. You've got the liberal Democrats who are taking all of the color. They're taking all of the light, and so it's like, how do we reclaim color? How do we show that we don't hate people?
And we're fun too.
We're having a good time around here. Like those were literally the conversations. And I think Candace Owens, just again, she is observant. She knows when it's time to make a shift, and she will do that. And also, she cannot be tamed. She cannot be led. She is a wild woman. I just want to say that. Candace Owens is a wild woman, and people should note that. She has said that herself. I don't like arbitrary authority. So, man, God bless you, George. But so she has said that about herself. That's why you see her shifting jobs every couple years. Jeremy Boring recently said something. I don't know if he said this on X or if he said this in the article that he did with oh goodness, what was the website? He just did an interview, Daily Mail. Thank you. And I think this was an X post that he had, and he said, we're kind of getting beaten up by Candace Owens, and we contributed to that. But the thing that grabbed me that he said, we should have been more discerning. We weren't. So we kind of deserve what we're getting. Yeah. And I go back to that time. I go back to that season in politics. I go back to sort of the entree of Candace Owens. And I go, if we could all just kind of like take a step back, one of the things that we would say as those who were actively involved in this public conversation at the time, is that there was not a lot of discernment given. And people loved her. And when I say people, I'm talking across organizations. Like, yeah, TPUSA jumped on hiring her. That would then turn into PragerU, which would then turn into the Daily Wire. Those organizations jumped on hiring her. But there were other organizations in the conservative movement that were platforming her. Those that should have been distinctly Christian in their presentation. I don't think of the Daily Wire as a Christian organization.
Right.
Please make no mistake about that.
Right.
I'm not looking at them as like
Nor
these
Prager.
Christians, conservatives. Exactly.
Yeah.
Nor Prager.
And TPUSA back then, I wouldn't have considered like a Christian organization. I mean, I think Charlie Kirk's views shifted a lot. You saw that,
Yes.
you know, but you're right. You know, there are Christian organizations that should have been saying, well, hold on, let's take a step back. Let's really look at what's going on here. Man, where did she come from? Like, what's going on? That quick, she made a turn into conservatism.
I don't even know if at that time they knew that she made that turn.
No,
you know what
no,
I'm saying?
it was
I don't
just a
think people
new-
researched her.
No, it was just a new shiny voice.
Yes.
You know, it was the right color, you know, so.
Yes.
And I'll add another layer of conspiracy to it. Look at what she did to Kim Klacik, who was a rising Black female face in the conservative movement. And to your point, like, she wanted to be the Black female face in the place, and she completely decimated Kim Klacik.
Mean girl antics.
Right. So that was a mean girl energy, right? Behavior right there. So, you know, just to, you know, add some more, look into what she did to Kim Klacik. It's pretty gross.
Yeah.
What she did to her. And
I think that's consistent with what her desires were. She, like you say, she wanted to be the number one voice. You know, I am the Black conservative female. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. And I only wanted to point that out because I'm like, I want people to look into this, and I'm encouraged by so many people who are digging in and finding out these things. Like, why does she go by Owens when I believe her last name was not Owens at birth? Her last name, that's her grandfather's last name.
Yeah.
Like, why does she go by that? Why does she never bring up her family? But she brings up like, why is it that we know everything about Erica Kirk's dying mother's dog? I know you liked that episode. This is actually a clip from a larger live stream. The link is down in the description, so you can go check it out. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you down there. Grace and peace.